Big Time Rush, everybody.
Which song do you like best from Big Time Rush?
I like Windows Down.
All right, well, you guys could not be more popular. You have a hit television show, you have a sold-out tour, and you're about to do a movie, right? Have you done the movie yet, or?
We already filmed it. It comes out, I think, in early March.
In November of 2009, the Nickelodeon viewers were introduced to a new television series that brought together dance, music, and plenty of drama. The premise was to give the audience a kind of behind-the-scenes look into the creation of a new boy band. Looking at the massive success of the Disney Channel's Hannah Montana, Nickelodeon had realized the potential of this genre. The idea was simple: create a show based on singing talent a bunch of teenagers. Once it gets popular, release merchandise, release movies, and maybe take the singing talent shown in the series into real life. Because it worked for Hannah Montana and pretty much made Miley Cyrus a global pop sensation at the time, so Nick assumed this business model could be replicated. Since boy bands were kind of a hot thing back then, like the group One Direction was in the early stages of fame, the Nickelodeon executives felt like there was plenty of space for a new boy band. Nickelodeon started looking for the cast of the series in 2007. More than 1,000 teens and young adults auditioned for the series. Finally, James Maslow, Logan Henderson, Kendall Smith, and Carlos Pena were chosen. The filming of the series began on August in 2009.
I was in a movie theater watching Wall-E with my little brother, and you know, in Florida, the calls from LA come in as unknown number, so I was like, oh, this could be it. So I ran out, and I was like, I answered it, and they said, Carlos, yeah, you booked it, we're shooting, and I started freaking out. I think I started crying. I mean, because, you know, I've worked all my life to, like, get a chance like this. And I started crying, and I ran back to the movie theater, sat down next to my, like, 11-year-old brother, and I was like, Andres, got my own TV show. And he was like, shh, I'm watching the movie. So, you know, that's my little story.
Well, it was a long process. I think some people know this, but it was like a 2-year process. So I think whenever I got the call, someone was like, "You booked the part," and I was like, "Finally!" I was like, "It's about time." I was like, "Let's get going. I'm ready to shoot the show." So I think that was like my biggest thing. I was just like, "Great, now we can finally get on with it."
You know what? I was at breakfast with my best friend, and the craziest thing is when I got that call, I almost knew it was going to be something positive, because every time I've booked anything major in my life, it's been with him. I don't even know how to explain it. I mean, my buddy Britt. Yeah, no joke. I mean, when I first booked my first guest star, when I booked, you know, the pilot for this and the show, I mean, he's been there literally next to me every time, so that's pretty cool. He's my lucky charm buddy.
And I booked it with these guys, actually.
Yeah.
I found out about it. Yeah, I found out about the show with them, and you know, it was really exciting. I was kind of overwhelmed at the time. I thought I was gonna go home and have a night to like sleep and think about it.
The audition process was cool. Me and Kendall knew each other before the show, and so it was cool to be able to.
As soon as I saw him walk in, I was like, oh,
thank goodness.
Like, I mean, it's like these guys are like my brothers now, but to know somebody when you're going into something unknown is like, it really helps out with the process, and it, you know, might have even contributed to me being more comfortable enough to
Kendall
get the
got
job.
to find out on the spot.
Yeah, I found out on the
2
spot.
years. Kendall, he went in for the audition. We were all with him, and then out of nowhere, they're like, "Okay, Kendall, you got the part."
He's a cheater.
You know, without him, we wouldn't have this either, so it was pretty cool.
Kendall, James, Carlos, and Logan never really imagined life beyond Minnesota.
It's breaking right.
But these small-town guys are about to get the chance.
I want to be famous.
Tall, blonde, and eyebrows. Do you want your dreams to come true today?
To make it big.
I want to take your family to Los Angeles.
I'll go to LA with you and record some demos. If you take my buds and make us a singing group.
Have you even heard your friends sing?
From Nickelodeon comes a brand new show about best friends.
I love singing with you guys.
Big dreams.
California, the girls, the beach, the stars.
And living it up every step of the way.
You're so not Minnesota anymore.
Don't miss a special preview of Nick's brand new show, Big Time Rush.
Big Time Rush premiered with the hour-long pilot episode titled Big Time Audition on November 28, 2009. The official debut episodes of the series premiered on Nickelodeon on January 18, 2010. The first season was a huge hit. It showed how the 4 teens from Minnesota, Kendall Knight, James Diamond, Carlos Garcia, and Logan Mitchell came together to create a boy band. The series followed their everyday life as a pop band and also showed the struggles and hardships they went through. The show also focuses on their friendship and various aspects of the characters' personal lives. Nickelodeon had also made a deal with Columbia Records to create original music for the series. Big Time Rush broke several viewing records for Nickelodeon during its first season. The songs released by Big Time Rush were also very well received by the audience. Big Time Rush's debut album titled BTR was released on October 11, 2010. Not only did it sell more than 60,000 copies in the first week, it also landed in the top 3 of the Billboard's Hot 200. With the continued success of the show and promotional tours, the album managed to sell more than 1 million copies. It was at this point that it seems that Big Time Rush was going to be the next big boy band. The second, third, and fourth season of Big Time Rush aired in 2010, 2012, and 2013. Although the show was still quite popular, the teenage boys that first aired on the show had grown up. Nickelodeon pulled the plug just before the show started to decline in ratings and popularity. Nickelodeon also produced a Big Time Rush movie titled Big Time Movie. It premiered on TV on March 10th, 2012. The straight-to-television movie drew in 13 million views around that time.
I shot Big Time Movie. Very awesome name.
Side note, what's the date?
March.
There we go.
Yeah, you got that one right. So Big Time Movie, we shot that in Vancouver, Canada for 6 weeks. It's like an old school spy movie meets kind of like the Beatles' Hard Day's Night or Help.
During the running of the show, Big Time Rush had established itself as quite a popular music band. They launched 2 more albums after BTR. The second album was titled Elevate. This album was a bit more mature and even bigger hit than the first album. More than 70,000 copies were sold the first week. The third album was titled 24/7. This album was less popular than the first 2 albums, selling around 45,000 copies during the first week. However, all 3 albums of Big Time Rush had sold more than 1 million copies each. In 2013, as the show came to an end, it also brought the end of the Big Time Rush band. All 4 of the band members decided to go into different directions and pursue their own careers. Kendall went on to release music, James and Carlos were featured in Dancing with the Stars, and Logan is also releasing his music independently. Many of the fans were surprised. They thought that even though the show was cancelled, they assumed the band members would have stuck it out as a group. Well, unfortunately, Big Time Rush, the band, could never really branch out of Big Time Rush, the TV show, unlike how Miley Cyrus did from Hannah Montana. Most of Big Time Rush's music seemed like promotional work for the show anyway, and if they ever wanted to make an impact in the music business while trying to separate the band from the series, they had to do something outside of the series on their own. And unfortunately for the fans, this never really happened. It seems like the 4 of them were never really abandoned in the first place, and this whole scenario was just an artificial arrangement created by Nickelodeon for a TV show. So when the show ended, so did the band. All in all, Big Time Rush, the show, was a highly successful musical series for its time, and it achieved quite a bit of success. Although it never really touched the same heights as Hannah Montana, it was still a very profitable franchise for Nick. The band was also pretty decent, but despite having potential, the boy band never achieved the same level of success as some of the other insanely popular boy bands around the world, like the Backstreet Boys in the 90s, One Direction in the early 2010, and now at the time of this recording, BTS. Recently, the band members had casual virtual meetups and live sessions with their fans. The meetups were them mostly wishing their fans well and telling them to take care of their friends and family during these trying times. However, as you expect, most of the comments by fans were asking the band members to get back together again and start making music. Although it is a possibility possibility, it seems that boat has sailed unless Nick decides to bring the show back.
What's up, everybody? It's been a little while since we all got together, so we wanted to jump on this little virtual hangout and say hi and wish everybody well. Hope you guys are all staying healthy during this crazy time.
Yeah, you know what? It's a great time to stay connected like we are, and I think it's a great time to reach out to friends and family, check in, and make sure everyone's doing okay.
You guys, please continue to stay home, stay safe, and remember to practice a little bit more love and compassion right now in a time that we need it most.
Oh yeah, guys, and we are in this together, all right? We love you guys so much. Spread that love, spread that aloha, and who knows, a lot to look forward to at the end of this. See you guys soon.
Oh, yeah.